right, everybody, welcome back. So we decided to go ahead and do another Star Wars talk today. Um, Main reason because we had some news that actually came out on this subject today. JJ Abrams did an interview this morning on Good Morning America. Mark Hamill looks like did an interview with Empire Magazine, and both of which kind of touched on a theory that has been floating around the Star Wars fanboy universe. And so I figured this is as good a time as any to discuss and see if some of the new tidbits of information that came out today may have debunked this theory. And we'll see what you guys think about it. So the theory is that Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker, is dead. So Luke Skywalker will not be alive. Luke Skywalker will be a Force ghost. So the basis for this theory, of course, is that nobody has seen Mark Hamill. Nobody has seen what Luke Skywalker looks like. He's not in any of the promotional material. The one picture of Luke Skywalker, he's kind of on a set, and he appears to be in front of some type of motion capture or some type of white screen area where he's being filmed. The possibility that he's almost CG-like. And so because of that, the theory is that you will not see a living Luke Skywalker in this new series. So I can see where some people are getting this theory. I can get it because why else? And again, just showing one glimpse of Mark Hamill, one little 1 second slither of Mark Hamill should not have ruined anything. Unless, as I've mentioned in some of my other videos, and please go back, listen to some of the other videos, that one scene that he's in is so pivotal that you can't cut anything out of that, or else it's going to give something big away. But in theory, one shot of him just bumming out by a tree or sitting around or walking through or doing something should not, in theory, ruin anything. So why do we not have at least one shot of Mark Hamill? So I get that. I do get where it's coming from. I, however, am of the mind that this theory is completely ridiculous. And that's because of two reasons. Number one, and let's remember this, the one thing that made JJ Abrams want to do this movie is the question, what happened to Luke Skywalker? So that was the one thing that made JJ want to do this film. I have a tough time thinking that he just wanted him to start out dead. I mean, it just doesn't seem the right fit, first of all. I think any Star Wars fan, regardless of how good the reason is why he died, I think any Star Wars fan would struggle with not getting to be there for the moment that Luke died. That's not to say that Luke can't or won't die at some point in this new trilogy, but for us not to be there, for us not to be a part of it, not to watch it, not to have that on screen, after everything we went through with the original trilogy, I think would be cheap. I think it would be a cop-out, especially considering you have the guy. It'd be one thing if Mark Hamill didn't agree to come back on and sign on to do the new movies. And in which case I could see, okay, you have Luke be dead. But to have him there and then not to utilize him is a cop-out in my mind. So I don't see it happening just on that premise alone. But again, wanting to talk about the new information that came out today, JJ Abrams did an interview with Good Morning America where he discussed Good Morning America teased it as JJ Abrams reveals new information about The Force Awakens. He didn't reveal anything. As a matter of fact, he explained that he does not want to reveal anything because he doesn't want to ruin the movie for anybody. But he was asked the question about Luke, and he did say that he thought it would be interesting, the idea of Luke being a myth to the younger generation. So that leads me to believe that the moment that he really, wanted to have present in this new film is the revelation that there is the real last living Jedi right there before our eyes. And look at how freaking badass he is. I think that is the moment that the entire movie will build towards, and is the reason why you will not see Luke until the very end of the movie. So that's my big thing there. I think it's quite obvious. Again, he brings up that moment. He's consistently being, mentioning that Luke is the driving force behind what brought him back. Killing him off, I don't think would be a good idea. Nor would it be, again, I think it would just be cheap. I think it would be cheap. So then the next bit of information would be Mark Hamill's interview. So Mark Hamill in Empire magazine makes a statement that Luke is not going to be, I forget the wording. It was some type of farm boy or lovable farm boy or ignorant farm boy or something like that. And then he says that you're obviously seeing him at a different time in his life. So, Mark Hamill, I think, is one who is not one to mince words. And he's also not one to mislead. So I would think that if it turned out that Luke was dead, he would have said something like existence, different period of time, different period, different place. But he made a point to say a different time in his life. So again, that wording leads me to believe that Luke Skywalker is alive and well. I would be shocked. I probably would go as far to say that I will pour spaghetti sauce on my hat and eat it if it turns out that Luke Skywalker is dead at the end of this, because it will probably piss me off. Not probably, it will piss me off. There is no explanation, neither verbal or flashback, that could make me okay with not being there for the moment that Luke is killed, if that happens. I could not be okay with that. Not even if he shows it in a flashback. Could not be okay with it. I would have to be there. I would have to have at least one badass Luke moment that I get to watch before I'm okay with him dying. So I can't imagine any other Star Wars fans just being okay with Luke just being dead. He just died. Something happened. He died. I just don't see it. But again, I understand other people have different theories about it. What do you guys think? I'm going to keep this as a short video today. I've already done another 30-minute video earlier, so please feel free to check in. The other thing that dropped today, big time, was we had not one, but two new teasers. Another Dark Side teaser. Another cool shot of Kylo Ren. And then we had another one that was really heavy on BB-8. So go check those out. Again, I'm just shocked that we're getting so many teasers, so many TV spots. It's just, at this point, I think we're up to like 12 or 13 TV spots. It's just shocking to me. I mean, I get it. Like I said, I know they're going for world domination here, but it just seems to me like overkill. But we'll see what happens. I'm really hoping that I've gotten what I want. I wanted my one or two dark ones, and I got one, and I feel good about it. I think we're at a good place where they just kind of need to stop. They need to stop with the TV spots. They need to just use the 13 that you have and spread them out across the world. You've got some for the girlies, you've got some for the tech heads, you've got some for the dark side lovers. You've got TV spots that appeal to just about every possible type of person out there. I think it's a good time to just roll it back and let us enjoy it. But that's me. But anyway, in terms of the Luke Skywalker theory, I if you were to ask me what percent chance do you think that this is going to actually happen, in my head right now, there's a 0% chance that Luke Skywalker is dead in this movie, is already dead. Now, do I put it past JJ to kill him in this movie? Maybe he might. But, again, I better get to see it happen. The death better happen right in front of me. And again, it's going to have to be a powerful force to kill Luke Skywalker. You have to also think about that. There is literally not a force alive that is as powerful as Luke Skywalker at this point. He has taken out the Sith. They do not exist. Even if this is Plagueis, even if it's Plagueis, I think even he knows that, as vulnerable as he is, as mentioned by Andy Serkis, as mentioned by other people who've discussed this character, I don't think he would just go after Luke right away. So I would have to be a powerful entity to take on Luke there. There is one other piece of information that I did not mention in my breakdown, and that is that if you remember the Kylo Ren doll has one of the sayings that it says is "Together we can destroy the last Jedi." So I think that kind of is again very telling right there. There is no way in hell Finn is a Jedi. He is not a Jedi yet. He may be training to be a Jedi at the end of this movie. So therefore, there is only one last Jedi, and that is going to be Luke. So we know that. Anyway, so leave your comments. What do you think? Do you have any legitimate belief in your soul that you're going to walk into this movie and Luke is already dead? Again, I want to make sure we're clear on this. We're not saying that Luke dies at some point in the movie. I give that a 5% chance, 10% chance, just because I put nothing past J.J. Abrams to try and shock us. But to walk into the movie and Luke is already dead. Luke had died some point in the previous 30 years. And they're just going to tell us about his death. And he appears as a Force ghost. I put that at a 0% chance of happening. But you guys let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about JJ and Mark Hamill's comments. Do you think did that dissuade you? What both of them have said, in their interviews. Did that make you, if you did think that maybe that it was possible after hearing that, does that change your mind, or does it make you go the opposite way? Maybe what they're saying makes you think that he will be dead going into the movie. Again, I struggle with that even being possible, but we'll see. All right, guys. So not one but two Star Wars talks today. Probably close to 45 minutes worth of listening pleasure. Please go back, watch our other video or my other videos. Some great discussions, I think that we had on there. Great comments. Please comment, like, subscribe. Trying to keep this thing going, trying to branch off and discuss other aspects of the Star Wars world. Just not a whole lot of news from Rogue One, not a whole lot of news from any of the other films at this point to really discuss. As soon as I get some, I think one of the discussions that we are going to have this week is whether or not Rogue One is going to have any type of preview or maybe like a after credit scene or something in the next in episode 7. But again, we'll talk about that another day. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up for today. Let me know what you think. Please like, please subscribe, please comment. Go check out the other videos, particularly, there's some out there. We've got like almost 200 plus views, and then we've got some out there that have like 10 or 12 views. So I think, hopefully you guys are out there looking at all of them. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, share. Have a great day.